call the August 9th, 2022 regular board meeting to order. Dr. Lafredo, will you please start us off with the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Larson, can you please do the roll call, please?
Trustee Dobrow.
Here.
Trustee Kirby.
Here.
Trustee Lafredo.
Here.
Trustee Repa.
Here.
Supervisor Baumann.
Here.
We have a quorum. Also present is Clerk Larson and Highway Supervisor Kula and Finance Committee Chair Haley.
So does anybody have an official report to give besides the ones that were presented in the book? I just have a few updates. So we have a Boy Scout that wants to put in a trail going from basically the parking lot all the way to Cranberry Lake. And it's a trail that originally Isaac, our caseworker, started a couple years ago, but it kind of through debris and it wasn't dug as deep as this one's going to be. So this trail is going to be really cool. It's going to go from the parking lot all the way connecting to the trail. And when Crystal was talking with the scout, eventually the bicycle.
The Lake County's bicycle path, which is part of that connected network,
Will eventually connect to that. So we're kind of going to be ahead of the game. And it's going to be really cool. Again, there's no cost to the township. Everything these scouts are doing or these other organizations so far has been to benefit us.
Yeah.
So I look forward to the trail coming within the next week or so. It's moving fast. Bob is also working with the scouts, just to make sure that, Bob is also helping out. Bob has gotten mulch and among some other things. And then the other classroom is finally slowly coming together.
Yeah.
Again, we've had a lot of setbacks with Home Depot. But Bob is, again, working with the scout on this one, just to make sure as our highway supervisor plus somebody who is very well knowledgeable in everything that he does, with building and everything. We've been working with Bob. So once again, Bob, thank you for all of your support. Home Depot, we're still waiting on our flooring. We have the flooring. It's been there for about almost 2 months now. It was supposed to be put in, but we had a little snag, and now the gentleman is away until at least August 20th. So we are shooting for September for our flooring to be put in. Our sound muffler, that's in. So if you guys want to check it out after, we believe it's going to be much better once the flooring's in, because it's still a little bit, on the sound, but it's getting better. So again, I am waiting for this flooring to be in, so we'll have a brand new room to, for the community. Nice. The food pantry is getting busier and busier. The word is out. We now have Panera. Somebody who picks up from Panera is now delivering food to us on Tuesdays for us to deliver to other communities, like senior centers. That, all the leftover Panera that we can't handle because we don't have the same draw on a Tuesday to handle, bags and bags and boxes of pastries and bread that I'm going out to the senior communities and dropping off fresh Panera bread for them, and they're very happy about that. So again, we're just making connections, trying to keep costs down as much as possible and just using the community. One more thing, we have a school supply drive started. We will be getting our first supply drive from Imagination. Used to be 3X. They're dropping off supplies this week, and starting in September, Central High School is doing a big back-to-school supply drive for us, and we'll be delivering that to both schools along with Mano a Mano and any other organization that we work with to see what kind of needs they need. So that's coming up in September, and that's all I have right now.
Okay.
So can I have a motion to approve the reports as presented?
Can I add one really briefly?
Sure.
everybody can see, there are a lot less wires connected to devices tonight in order to host these meetings. Our IT infrastructure project has been mostly completed. We've come in at about 65% of our budget.
Nice.
Everybody in the township is now on wireless devices, wireless laptops.
Okay.
So we've moved away from some of that older technology. The assessor's office is also done. Their 10-year-old computers have been replaced with identical machines, which is going to make that easier in the event of breakage, to be able to swap out something in the short term. And it's going to allow us to go into a phased replacement process like every 3 to 4 years. So we'll be developing that. And again, we've been able to save a lot of money while doing it, so keeping things at a lower cost.
Nice. Nice.
And the computers are very nice, so thank you, Crystal.
Good job.
All right.
Crystal, we and I talked briefly about trustee laptops and benefit for that. If you got any more
We started talking
information.
about that. I have not broken down the budgetary piece on that, along with a couple other asks that I've talked to Michelle about. I'll probably be presenting that shortly for discussion at a future meeting.
All right.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the reports as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Dobrow,
Yes.
trustee Kirby,
Yes.
trustee LaFredo,
Yes.
trustee Repa,
Yes.
supervisor Bauman.
Yes.
Motion
Motion
carries.
approved. Under new business, number 1, approval of July 12, 2022 meeting minutes as presented. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Repa,
Yes.
supervisor, or trustee LaFredo,
Yes.
trustee Kirby,
Yes.
trustee Dobrow,
Yes.
supervisor Bauman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Number 2, can I have approval of monthly bills as presented for prepaid and outstanding bills?
I'll
As
make a
presented.
motion to approve the monthly bills, prepaid and outstanding.
Second?
I'll second that motion.
Discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Kirby,
Abstain.
trustee Dobrow,
Yes.
trustee Repa,
Aye.
trustee LaFredo,
Yes.
supervisor Bauman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
For number 3, 4, and 5, I'm going to have Bob Kula come and take my spot.
Is there anybody on those things?
No, but,
No.
but
Maybe from here I can.
Yeah.
See everybody better?
that's fine. I just want to make sure that we pick up the sound.
Oh, okay.
So we're just going to move the microphone. Okay, perfect.
There we go.
That wasn't working. Yeah, that's why I was going to
Thank
have
you.
Bob come
Perfect.
over here.
Thank you.
So number 3,
Number 3, yeah,
establishing a capital improvement fund for the highway department road projects.
we've talked about that in the past, but we haven't really made the move on it. That I'm not sure how to proceed, but we do need to do that because every year we have this group that likes to file a lawsuit if we exceed our, if we go over the maximum amount of reserve we can hold. I do like to save money and do projects that way, but it seems like you get punished for that. So we just need to earmark that money, but I don't know how to go, I don't know how to move forward on that. So I need help from whoever to establish that. We can earmark it for a particular project, and then that way that money doesn't go towards our max.
Do you have a project?
Pardon me, go ahead, Gene.
Well, I was going to make a motion, so let her ask her question.
Oh,
Do you have a project in mind that you want to earmark?
well, I mean, I have several road projects, but, that are in the pipeline, but I think we need to talk about how do we proceed first, right? I don't know that, I don't have that answer.
I'd like to move that we direct our business manager to work with Bob to set up a capital improvement fund for the budget as soon as possible.
And
I agree, because this will be important for future road projects like Nippersink, and bike trails, and we need to do Hark Road in the future, or
Right.
anything else.
Correct.
I agree.
ASAP.
Is that a second?
Yes.
Any more discussion?
Are you talking when you say business manager, Anne Marie?
Yeah,
Okay, that's perfect. yeah.
whatever her title is.
She has multiple titles.
Multiple titles.
Okay,
The girl in the know, we'll call her.
Accountant, the business manager.
that's great, that's fine. I just wanted to move it forward and
Thank you.
However the clerk feels like putting it in the minutes, I'm okay with.
A motion to direct the business manager to set up a capital improvement fund by trustee Kirby, second by Repa. I can speak to some of the how does it go from here if you'd like, or we can do it after the vote.
And either way, it's fine with me.
We
Whatever.
can do it now, it's fine, because this is under discussion.
Right, so the process, once this is established, we've directed the business manager to do this. This is just a matter of business, create a new fund, not a big deal. To actually put funding in that is going to require one of two things. Either we can move money from existing budget line items into a new budget line item, again, within that 10% transfer threshold process, or we can go about, because I believe this is a new fund, it requires a new budget, we may need to go through the budgeting process, which is to craft the new budget, demonstrate the transfer between those accounts as part of that.
And for the next fiscal year.
We can do it for this fiscal year.
Oh, we can.
Yeah.
Out of our reserve, it wouldn't have to be from a line?
If we do it, we're basically redoing the entire budget process.
Oh, I don't want
And
to
we
put
have to have a
everybody.
town hall meeting.
And it's not a huge deal for that. It's not a town hall meeting. It's just the regular, we set a new budget, we put it out for 30 days, we have the hearing, we adopt it.
Don't have to have the electric vote on them?
No, not for a budget. You can
Ah.
rebudget at any time using the
Oh,
same
that's right, you just have
procedures.
to give feedback, okay.
I'm okay with that as long as everybody else is. I don't want to put everybody through all that.
I don't have any problems. I'd rather do it as soon as possible.
The big thing is creating the infrastructure for this, and so that way any excess funds we have in the future from the specific funds can go to the specific fund.
So then you can talk to Anne Marie.
It exists so that you can plan on how much you want to set aside in
Correct.
order for future planning.
I mean, I do that now, but it's all in that one. This way, it's off to the side,
Off to the side and it's
and we're not
accessible
subject
for
to,
challenges.
subject to
Which is good. Just set up a
Litigation.
meeting with Anne
So.
Marie. Any other questions? So roll call.
Trustee Dobrowell,
Yes.
trustee LaFredo.
Yep.
Trustee Kirby,
Yes.
trustee Repa,
Yes.
supervisor Baumann.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Number 4, approval of P. Hernandez for tree
Hernan-
removal.
That's, Peter Hernandez.
It's in the book. It's in the book.
Yeah, it's there. So that is all of Bacon Road, which is about, I think, 0.63 miles or so, just a little bit under 3/4 of a mile. The whole road needs to be cut. It's beyond our, it's not, the whole road doesn't have a tree line, but there's a lot that's beyond our scope. It would just wrap us up. It would tie us up for the whole summer, quite honestly, with 3 guys. Hernandez has 10 to 15 guys at any given time on a job. They have a lot more equipment than we do. Quite honestly, he thinks it's gonna be about 3 days. He's pretty much giving it to us, not giving it to us, but the price is well under, it's very fair for the amount of work that's gonna need to be done. And the stuff is just growing, it comes into the road, it needs to be pushed back. We do this like a big one, like every maybe 10 years or so, back 8 feet, back as far as we can go. And so that it just needs to be done, so it's time. So I was asking for approval for that bid.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Any more discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Repa,
Aye.
trustee Kirby,
Aye.
trustee LaFredo,
Aye.
trustee Dobrowell,
Yes.
supervisor Baumann.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 5, an ordinance to establish weight limits of trucks and other commercial vehicles on certain roadways in the township jurisdiction.
So this is just for discussion tonight because we have to have the public hearing before the ordinance can be passed. But we wanted to get this out here to you so you could see, there were some concerns at the last meeting about the language. So I had the attorney go over it and she made some changes. Megan did. So it has, it basically has a 4-ton weight limit. There are exceptions in there, which, her and I discussed, and it doesn't need to be, because some of this it goes without saying, but it's in here, it's, the words are in here, so there's exceptions, of course, for fire apparatus, snow and ice removal, farm equipment. I think they have a different wording for it, but it's for farming equipment is in here, tow trucks, that type of thing. Anything that's, you know, it's obvious, it's mentioned in here that that would be exempt from that weight limit restriction. And then, of course, if somebody needs to get on there for a building purpose or something else to pass through with something heavy, then they do this with me anyway. They apply for a permit. They call me up and say, hey, I need to run this trailer down the road. Can I do that? And usually it's, you know, it's not a problem. So, but this goes back to that, you know, this proposed ski hill over off of the other side of Town Line Road. I just anticipate, and I had, you know, we went to the last meeting at Round Lake. I had already had residents actually approach me because they live on Bacon Road who were concerned about what's going to happen with us with the traffic. Well, this is just kind of heading it off at the pass and getting that weight limit restriction up there. So when this does happen, you know, we're going to have a lot of signs up there and hopefully make it clear to these trucks that they need to follow 120 Fairfield Road and stay off of Bacon and Town Line. The other piece of Town Line, because they're not designed to handle that kind of day-to-day truck traffic. So that's it. So you guys can read that, you know, or if you already haven't, you know, when we have the public hearing, then it'll be open for discussion. Anybody has any comments, negative or positive, can do that, and then hopefully we'll get it passed, and then I can move forward with the signage permit through the county and get everything wrapped up and get it done.
So we're still moving forward even if the ski hill does not pass, or is this, because tomorrow, Monday night, we're going to know one way or the other?
I still think, you know what, I don't think it's a bad idea anyway. I
Okay.
think it's still a good idea. They're farm roads, you know, they don't need, you know, I still think it's a good idea, and I still make exceptions on any road we have if a construction, if a crane needs to get through, or it can be a lot of different things, but we always make exceptions for that.
Okay, so.
A lot of times we'll just have them, we'll kind of clear out, if it's something very heavy, like a really oversized crane, we have in the past, escorted them, kept the crane in the middle of the road, and kept the other cars off the road temporarily so they can pass by without putting that crane on the side and doing damage to the shoulder of the road, so. Yeah.
Thank you, Bob, for
Sure.
caring so much about
Sure.
residents.
That's it on that one, so I guess, you know, we'll just wait and see what happens at the public hearing, so. That's it.
Any other questions?
I think in the future, if land use changes over there and the roads need to be upgraded, they can, you know, trucks need to be on those roads, we can revisit that in the future.
Sure.
I think right now, this makes sense.
Anybody else?
But always entertaining that they agreed to pay for it.
That's it.
Just saying.
Same. Okay, thank you, Bob. Do we have any executive sessions tonight? I don't believe we do. Do we have any more public comments tonight? Members' remarks?
I have a member's remark. I think in the interest of transparency, because a report gives a lot more information than minutes do, I'd like to see the secretary and supervisor's reports in writing.
That's fine.
I think it's just a lot more transparent for the public. When they look at the minutes, they can get more detail of what we discussed versus what the minutes put in.
That's fine.
So,
I could definitely do that. Any other remarks? Not. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn?
A second?
second.
All adjourned.
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:18 PM.
Proud of us? That was all about you too, so.
Yeah, Bob, why did it take so long?
Sorry, I got you guys here so long.
Our next meeting will be on August 25th at 7:00 PM. I will make the legal publications and notices for that meeting.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just double check for me, but if not, we know we have quorum.
7 o'clock, did you say?
Correct.
I'll let you know later for me.